guess what? It's Cooking with SonicBlu, and I feel the need for fish. Yeah, that's right. We're going under the sea to get some flounder. And we're going to cook it in just some regular, ordinary butter in a nice non-stick skillet. In the oven, we have a whole tray full of crinkle-cut sweet potato fries. Now, first and foremost, get that oven on and turn it to... Thank you.
The oven doesn't like you.
400 degrees Fahrenheit preheat. And while that is sitting over here, we're going to go over to our skillet. We have 1 pat of butter here. We might actually use a little more. Depends on how much butter we have. I'm going to turn it on to medium-high. And what we're going to do with this flounder is take some good old advice from, you guessed it, Chef Paul Prudhomme. I guarantee you're going to use this in your fish. Now, you're saying, I don't know how to fix fish. Fish looks so complicated. Actually, it's the easiest thing in the world to cook. All you got to remember is that fish doesn't really take that long to cook. And it's very good for you. Rich in omega-3. Now we open the bag, which I know a lot of you are saying, SonicBlu gets fish out of a bag? It's cheap enough. So, what the heck, you know? And then, we get about 4 good pieces of flounder this way. Take scissors again. Cut into the bag. And yeah, you could go to the store to get the expensive fish, but if you have a little low budget like we do here at the Paw Pet Show, you get what you can, when you can, and how you can. And if that means getting your fish in a bag, then so be it. But I prefer mine fresh out of the sea, or the lake, depending upon which fish I catch. Alrighty then. Get that all the way around too, because you want to move this around. Once it gets heated up, then it'll be easy to coat your skillet with the butter. We want as much of that butter as possible. Yes, I do try to stay health conscious too, and also because of the fact that we're out of cooking oil. And if that was the case, then I would show you how to make breaded fish, but perhaps that will be a later episode of Cooking with SonicBlu. I will show you how to bread your fish. I will show you how to make prawns. I will show you how to go under the sea to get your favorite seafood and how to prepare them. Well, the latter. I wouldn't really show you how to. I mean, I'm not a trained in scuba gear or scuba diving at all, so I can't really train you to go under the sea to get the fish yourself. But the easiest way is to go to your local grocery store where they have the fish on sale. All I'm going to show you is how to cook from point A to point Z and all the points in between. Now once that butter is fully melted and you got a nice glistening, shining, coated, slick, non-stick pan, try to say that 5 times fast and you'll be there all day. You grab some fish. Now flounder is very delicate, so you want to be very gentle with your flounder. Just place it right there. Now make sure you use a non-skid skillet. You don't want to use a metallic skillet. And just place it straight onto where you just put the butter. There's 3. Of course, you could always get a larger skillet. They gave you 5 pieces in here. Isn't that very generous of them? Okay, let's move this guy up here. It's kind of like playing Tetris with your fish. I am the man who arranges the fish in the pan, and I'm going to cook with it. Here's my seasoning, sprinkle on here. But that's not enough, I've got to use more. I am the man who arranges the blocks that come down from up above. Thank you, Ty, for showing me that video and making that song stuck in my head. Anyway, don't be chintzy with the Chef Paul Prudhomme, because he knows how to make a perfect combination of seasonings. We are using the blackened redfish variety of Seafood Magic, and that is thanks to the courtesy of Artemis, who picked this up at the store last night. Because normally, I would be using Chef Paul Prudhomme's Seafood Magic. But today, I'm going all the way to make redfish. So, like I said, don't be chintzy with your seasonings. Once this starts getting cooking, what we're going to do is flip it over. And if you retain some of the fish oil and water, that'll help prevent your fish from sticking to the pan too much too. So a little bit of water, a little bit of the sea oil or the lake oil, depending upon which fish you are making. And we're still waiting for that thing to go beep, 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 and then we can slide our fries in. Now this is an ideal fish and chips meal. And of course, over in merry old England, they call these things chips, not fries, like we Americans do. Of course, their chips are called crisps, which what we call chips here in America, chips. So, a little change in culture. Why don't they just call it the same for every culture? I mean, is it really that difficult to refer to crisps as crisps all over the world, and to refer to chips as French fries, or vice versa, or whatever? Why do they have to complicate things? I have no idea. You know what? Diet Dr. Thunder. It's generic, and I'm drinking it.
Yeah, just don't
let Consumer Fox
find it.
Yeah, don't let Consumer Fox find out. I'm going to add just a little, ooh, hello. Just a little bit. I didn't mean that much to come out, but just a little bit of the water that came with the fish here. And we're going to mix these seasonings in with the water here to make its own sauce, and the butter will help prevent it from sticking. So you got all of that, and it'll be much healthier too. Now, to have on the top of our fish, we would usually be using apple cider vinegar for this, but all I have is white vinegar, so it's going to have to do. But normally I would recommend lemon, maybe lime if you want something a little south of the border. And definitely, if you like your vinegars, malt vinegar or red wine vinegar are the two of the best vinegars to use for this type of meal. And now we wait. And as you can see from your water, it's starting to bubble. So let your fish cook thoroughly on one side before flipping it. And you'll notice that you'll probably lose a lot of your seasonings that you dumped over on the top of this, but don't worry because it mixes in with your water as it cooks. And to flip our fish, we are going to use a spatula, like this one.
Wow, camera magic. How isn't that always so nice? And how it
I love how it happens, but it's very surprising when it does happen. So, we begin to push the fish around a little bit to make sure that it does not stick. Just a little tad. A little tad there, a little tad there. Now this is the basic way of making fish because we have not yet gone back to the grocery store to get more of the implements that we need to make fried fish. But this is a very healthy way to fry your fish when you don't have oil. Okay, so now what we're going to do here, and fish, like I said, doesn't take that long to cook at all. As you can see, it's making its own brown sauce, if you can see that. Very delicious looking. And that's just made up of butter, water that came with the fish, and it's always best to use the water that comes with the fish because it's also right out of their natural habitat. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take, as very carefully as can possibly be, we're going to take a look and see what it looks like on the other side. So we're going to flip it. Be careful because it'll splash on you. And like I said, flounder is delicate. See, it just broke in half. But if it does that, then that's alright. Just take it and flip it. God, you dang fish.
That fish does not want to work for you, does it?
It does not want to be flipped. So you notice that on the opposite side of your fish, you won't have that much seasoning, but only from the seasoning that got picked up from the water. Okay, we're going to take this final piece of fish and flip it right on top of the other one. Nice going. Right on there. Now if you want a little extra added spice, you can throw a little bit more on the top of that, but it's really not that necessary because you got all that extra spice in your water making its own seasoning. And since this is blackening seasoning, we'll try to blacken our fish too, but usually that is required with a cast iron skillet. If ever you want to blacken your food, fish mostly, use a cast iron skillet. Unfortunately, we don't have one. Otherwise, I would be using that for this. Because cast iron blackened catfish and salmon and flounder and well, not whiting because I don't like whiting, but You got so many other good fish. Mahi-mahi is really good but really expensive. But if you want mahi-mahi, go and take yourself to the shores of Hawaii, where they are mostly found. And fish for mahi-mahi. Matter of fact, they fish off the coast of Honolulu and Maui to catch Maui. Yeah, mahi. Yeah, we're gonna catch Maui. We're going to Maui to catch mahi-mahi. Yeah, there you go. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. Always wanted to visit. But definitely don't want to live there because I heard it's expensive down there. As a matter of fact, Ben Chapman, who played the Gilman in the Creature from the Black Lagoon series, lived in Honolulu when he was alive. I found that out because, well, a lot of his fans and family and friends know he's from Hawaii, but also when I interviewed him for the magazine when he was alive, that's how I found out. Now, you notice that your water is starting to evaporate as you cook, so not a problem, and you notice that your fish will also shrink a little bit. Just add a little bit more of the water from the bag here. Just keep it moist. Because for God's sakes, you don't want your fish to be too dry. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stir and mix that seasoning into the fresh water we just poured in there. Okay, now we're just going to let this sit for a little bit, and when the time comes we'll cook that last piece of fish over there too. And it doesn't take very long to cook it all, like I said before, because they're very thin. When they're that delicate, you know they're almost ready to come up. And there's our oven. These fries are going to be cooking in the oven for about 25 minutes. That's the longest part of all, so that's why you want to preheat the oven first and get those in there before you start on your fish, because your fish takes like that. Your fries, on the other hand, will be cooking and cooking and cooking and cooking and cooking, and finally they're ready. So you'll be finished with your fish long before you pull your fries out. But since I wanted to do everything all at the same time, I decided to throw them in now. I'll have fries later. Let's get a plate. Very simple, quick, easy recipe. Now, like I said, a lot of people out there don't like the taste of fish, and not everybody likes fish. Not everybody can have fish. Some people are allergic to fish, and I find that a shame.
And my mom actually is allergic to shrimp, I think. And there's some
allergic to shellfish. It's just terrible because fish is so good for you. It's got lots of fish oil, which is the healthiest oil in the entire food industry that you can ever find is fish oil. And plus it's got your omega-3, really good for restoring your body of electrolytes. And we're going to just take that pescado, we're going to take the fish out of our skillet. Notice that it is done just nicely. A little pescado here, pescado there, a little fish. This fish is a lot easier to catch than if you were to catch flounder in the waters where you would go fishing and the fish don't come because they've got better things to do than to get caught by your hooks. But we're just going to set that aside. Now you notice that there is no more water to cook the last of that fish. We can still use sink water, although I don't really want to, but we can if need be. Little fish there, and just a little bit of that water there. And now we're going to put that Chef Paul fruit on right here. I'm going to be adding some more to you too. And if you have it, lemon juice to cook this stuff in is really a good touch. If you have lemon juice, use that by all means, first and foremost. But if you don't even have lemon juice, and we don't, I usually have a lot of it, but in this case I don't have any lemon juice. Then you just use the water, a little bit of butter, in a non-stick skillet. And that's not enough water, so I will come over here and add a little bit more. Not too much, just enough. There you go. Just kind of scoot it back and forth to let the water run over where you put the seasoning and let it mix into its own sauce like it did before. You'll have a lot less butter too. That is the only way that I can cook this piece of fish, is by cooking as much as I can in that other round. La-dee-dee-la-dee-da. La-da-da-da-la-da-da. I'm singing in the kitchen. Ah, a little rough in the throat there. I'm singing in the kitchen. La 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 la. Yeah, take some of your excess too and just knock it right back into the water and just let it mix right back up again. I feel like Julia Child. First you take your fish, and let's take some of that seasoning out and knock it right back into your water. Let it mix right back into your sauce. Yeah. It's the Julia Child hour with your host SonicBlu Darkfold. How did that happen? I don't know. So when this piece of fish gets ready for flipping, there we go. Just take some of that sauce that you made and just kind of shake your skillet a little. Look at that, beautiful. Not too much, not too little. Rely on your pan to knock some of that back onto the top of your fish. Perfect, look at that. Ooh. So good, so good. I love Chef Paul Prudhomme, he is a genius. It's not very easy for one chef to call another a genius, but Chef Paul Prudhomme is truly a genius. Now, if I ever met that man, I will tell him to his face, Chef Paul Prudhomme, I believe, my friend, that you are a genius, I guarantee. And you know what he's going to say? Well, thank you very much, and I'm glad that I can be a genius for your cooking, too. I guarantee you that. And then both of us will be going, I guarantee. Going to be a Cajun cookout before our time is through. Of course, I don't think he would mind if I endorsed his product on my show. In fact, I think he likes it. So what I'm thinking about doing is showing you a quick plug for about 2 seconds. 1, 2. Now back to old cooking with SonicBlu. Alright. Now we're talking good, fried, healthy fish. Very, very little oil. The only oil that's in here is that came from the margarine. And of course the healthy fish oil, you definitely want that. And both sides are now beautifully coated with your saucy little seasoning. Right there. And definitely take the excess that you get, that gets knocked off of the fish. And just drop it right down there. Okay. Done with the fish. That was quick and easy. Didn't burn, and it will be cooked through and through. It doesn't smell too bad in here. It smells like Chef Paul Prudhomme has just visited us, which I wish would happen, but I know I'm dreaming. So I would have to go and visit him. Now take a little bit of the vinegar here. Just give a little splash here and there. Just a tiny one. Don't need much. But of course, then this is SonicBlu we're talking about, and he loves his vinegar. So just right down the middle there. Don't want to knock down too much of the seasoning because that'll just go and run like everybody's business. And since this is white vinegar, I don't use as much vinegar as I would with malt vinegar, red wine vinegar, or even apple cider vinegar, which is a lot cheaper than the other two. So that will be all that I will have to say about the fries, the fish. The rest is up to you. And if you don't think that cooking fish is this easy, wait till you try it at home. Magnificent. And so easy too. All you really need are good fish, the right ingredients, and Chef Paul Prudhomme seasoning. For that down south Cajun cooking. I guarantee you'll love it too. As for myself, I'm going to enjoy me some flounder.
You have been enjoying your flounder.
That's why I have been.
You're going to? I think you already are.
That's right.
And it looks like Mordecai wants some of your food too.
Yes, Mordecai is staring at my fish.
Can I have some?
Yes, Mordecai, you want some fish? Well, don't just stare at it, have some. Wouldn't it be funny if he just leapt out of my shirt right now and went, oh! That would be.
That'd be creepy.
That would be creepy.
I would just be like, okay, this shirt is demented. Or cursed, or however.
Not as demented as.
What
finding Mordecai and Roger in a hug.
Rigby, you mean?
Roger.
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 Are you sure that's Roger?
That is Roger. Because, remember, in this episode of the regular show, this is when Roger the doppelganger comes and takes Rigby's role and impersonates him and becomes Rigby. So now that there are two Rigbys, one Roger, one Rigby, and they couldn't tell the difference which one was which. So as an extra test, to which Roger was passing all the way, asking all those questions that only Rigby would know, Roger would also know. But there's one other thing that Mordecai did in that episode, and that's to have a celebratory hug. And Rigby does not like giving hugs, but Roger gave one. So through the celebratory hug, Mordecai was able to determine which one was Rigby and which one was Roger, and the episode ended. When they say, hey, that's a cute picture of Mordecai and Rigby, I'm like, you're wrong, it's Mordecai and Roger. Now that the fish is done, we now have some of them got a little bit burnt. But so what? That means they're extra crispy. Sweet as candy. And crunchy like popcorn. Well, I meant to have you guys with my fish, but as you can see, that didn't happen. That was good fish though. And these are good fries. This is SonicBlu Darkful, and I bid you goodbye. From all of us here at the kitchen of all Poppets, to all of you watching in Poppet Land, just remember, if you're not cooking good, you're not eating good, and you're definitely not eating what I'm eating. Toodaloo, and hope all your meals are good ones. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Sideways Hour here at Cooking with SonicBlu, and I'm gonna walk toward the camera.
I assume it's...
But I'm gonna... Good evening and welcome to SonicBlu's Cooking with SonicBlu Hour, and I'm SonicBlu Darkful, and today we are going to show you what the world looks like through the eyes of Wolf Dog's demented hysteria. And today we're going to show what the world looks like if you do not have enough V8 in your diet.
Wait, here you go. It's weird on how the camera can do that.
And now I'm upside down now. So I can't fall up, and falling down would be ridiculous. Then again, I'm no Ernie Kovacs, and Ernie Kovacs was able to design his sets to the ceiling, the floor, sideways, and every other way you can imagine. He even did segments underwater, which I thought was interesting too. Nobody's ever really done that before, but he did. Ernie Kovacs was a very innovative comedian, especially for his time. Oh!
Today I'm cooking with Barhap and Bill. We're gonna need the two main ingredients. There it is. First, we're gonna get out the vermouth. And then we're gonna take a little top off of the vermouth. What the hell happened to all my vermouth? That's not enough vermouth. It's enough to go inside of that shot glass right over there. I better put that back. Yeah. Now, come here. Now, come here. Now, today I'm cooking with Barhap and Bill. We're gonna get some beans. And we're gonna get the pork and beans. Pork and beans! That's pork and beans. Pork and beans and tomato sauce. Let's work with this for a bit. Uh-oh! Get it out of the way. Look what I found. Looky, looky. It's refried beans. Unless you're some silly looking Mexican, you don't need it. Put it back. We'll just take these beans and we'll take them right over here. Now, get out a knife and kill your parents. No, I'm kidding. Now, open the can.
No, Bill, you need a can opener.
I know how to do it. You need a can opener. There's the can opener right there.
No, that's a fork, Bill.
Oh. That's the can opener. Now you take the can opener and you drop it on the floor. Help me find which one is the real can opener, because there's 4 of them down there.
No, that's not it, Bill. No, go in the middle.
It's the middle one. Oh, look, the other ones are being lifted up too. That's good for mouth. Now you take the can opener.
It's backwards, Bill.
I know how to do it. It's backwards. Now you take the can opener like this. And then you twist this thingamabobby here. This is what making pork and beans is when it comes in handy. You get it handy. You use your hand to open it. Oh, sorry, I'll open it now.
No, you don't have it on, Bill.
I know how to do it. It's got a thing like this. You put it on and
You gotta clamp down on it, Bill.
yeah, it's ready for the microwave oven.
You don't put that in there.
I don't put it. Hey, that's where that went to. I'm looking for this earlier. Anyway, you take your refried, your pork and beans, and your baked beans, and you put them back on the shelf and call somebody who's sober to make them for you. This is Bar Hoppin' Pill saying, you better not move, I'm loaded. Yeah. Now I'm going to amuse myself with pepper. So today I'm cooking with Bar Hoppin' Pill. I'm gonna make pepper.
No. You grind it.
You trying to tell me how to do my job? You grind it.
No, not yourself, Bill. The pepper shaker. Pepper mill.
The pepper mill needs to be grinded. Right, got it. Here we go.
No, Bill. No. Stop. The top part.
The top part needs to be grinded.
No, that's to screw it on tighter.
Well, you're such a big genius in the kitchen. Why don't you do it? Here.
Where are you handing it to, Bill?
I'm handing it to you, you prick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the pepper back now. And I'm gonna just have me a drink. So, from all of us here at Where are we again?
Oh, puppets?
Oh, Papa, that's right. I forgot what show this is. It's empty. I bid you adieu, good night, and get the hell out of my face. Whew! Tastes just like candy. No, it tastes like soda. I don't drink soda. Why the hell did I do that? Never mind me. I thought everything you put in the shot glass turned into liquor.
No. No, it doesn't turn into liquor, Bill.
Then why the heck don't they make something like that? Where no matter what you put in it, it turns into alcohol. Wouldn't that be something? This is Tipsy McStevens.
Bar hopping Bill.
I know who I am. I'm bar hopping Bill. And I'm telling you, if you wanna have a seat or something, that's on over there. That's all. Toodaloo. Gee, I'm not drunk, I'm perfectly sober, Ossifer. Have a good whatever you do. And remember, if you're cooking with SonicBlu, don't tell them I threw up in the soup. Okay? Right. Now, come on, Arm. It's time to go on my Sunday drive. Off the road again. I'm kidding. I don't own a car. Jeez, I can never work.
You might want to check your fries.
It's time to check my fries.
Okay, so we're gonna go check our friesy-wisies, and we're gonna take the glove, which is very out of fashion. I would think that something pink would be nice in this kitchen. As a matter of fact, I'd love to see more pink in here.
Ew.
I mean, it's a kitchen.
Fabulous, we don't need pink in here.
Oh, come on. Pink is a lovely color, and you'll love what I do to the kitchen when I add pink walls, and pink cabinets, and pink plates, and pink cups. And
you do anything to my wolf plates, I'll have to beat you.
Ooh, the fries are almost done. The friesies are almost donesies.
Almost done. Some of them were blackened.
So we're going to take the spatula, and we're going to scrapey-wapey all the friesy-wisies that are on the pan. If you want them a little extra crispy, then you're just going to have to leave them down a little while. Or don't. Make sure that they're all totally blackened. Then, if you say they're not crispy enough, you have no room to argue. Oops, a little straggler there. Put it back. Okay, now we're going to push them this way, push them that way, and they come right up. Yes, indeedy-doody, we are making progress. Of course, some of it just doesn't want to come up. I would say probably use a little butter before you lay down your fries. But it's okay, because, see, sweet potato fries, and aren't they sweet and gentle?